Hi, guys. My name is Amanda K. Thornton, and you are listening to the One Up podcast. You can see these live videos from the Message of Hope, stories from struggle to success on amina.media in your web browser. Today, we are on episode number 25, and we are here talking to Manny Rivera. And he's here actually just coming off of a job site, helping out his friends. So that is very kind of him. So let's go ahead and get him started. And I know he had a story around negative people, and that is a really good topic to actually talk about. And so I actually gave us a title, Manny. I hope you like it. So I actually want to call this "Thrive for Better," pulling the plug on negative influence. Is that
I
good?
love it.
Is it
Love
good?
it.
Okay, yes. Yes, okay, good. So how do we pull the plug? Where did you see that this was an issue? Negative people in general.
It started all the way in middle school. Um,
What school?
middle school.
Meta school?
Um,
What's that?
middle school. Middle school. I was like
Oh,
in sixth grade, seventh grade.
middle school, middle school. Okay.
Yeah, I was I was basically hanging out with negative people since then. Um, that's basically when I started having trouble in my life. I started to steal money from my parents. I started stealing money from my aunt. Um, I started stealing from like stores and everything
Oh
like that.
wow, what got you into that? Is it the people that you hung around with at the time?
Well, it was a game. Like there was a game around school that
That doesn't
it
surprise me actually, because I've heard some
it
like serious
it's
games,
uh,
over the last couple of
and
years.
it yeah it's a game where you're like you're writing your notes and everything, studying, and if they take your pencil away,
Yeah,
like they ask you for like $5, $10. They could even ask you for $200 if that's the only pencil.
yeah,
So I will always get my pencil taken away, and people will take advantage of me. Like, okay, I want $100 now,
I see.
and then I will be like, oh well,
I need my
I can't tell.
pencil. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell my mom that I don't have no more pencils because she's gonna be like, what happened to all your pencils now? So
You're young, so you're susceptible at that point, and so you're just like, well, I need money to pay to get my pencil
yeah,
back, or my mom's
yeah,
gonna be like, why'd you do your score? So I don't
yeah.
understand.
So so
Middle school, we're talking. Yeah.
yeah, and that's when I started stealing money from my parents. I used to, sneak into my mom's bedroom and open the safe and then take out $100.
You need the
And
safe
then,
number.
yeah, I knew the safe number and everything. Uh, and then basically one time I went to my aunt's house and,
Uh-huh.
I needed some money. So for me, it was easy. And I snuck into her bedroom and took money out of it right away. And, you know, my dad, I believe it was like Father's Day.
Mhm.
Um, But we went out to eat, and my dad's like, I'm missing $100 out of my wallet, and I'm like, oh snap! So it's gonna find out now.
Oh, yeah.
So, so I told him, I'm like, no, it wasn't me. I don't know. Probably you spent it somewhere else. So we got home. I rushed to my bedroom right away,
Yeah.
and he followed me. And when he told me what's going on, I turned around and I had the $100 in my hand. And he's like, what you got in your hand now? And I had to show him. I'm like, this hand? He's like, no, on the other hand. I'm like, okay, on this hand? Like, yeah. So I opened it up and I had $100 right there.
Yeah.
So he got mad. Um, Unfortunately, it was the beginning of me hurting my parents a lot
Yeah.
because I deserve the punishment that I received because what he did was he put me on my knees and then he had me lift up a big rock on top of my head,
Oh,
and and
wow.
he and he's like, if you drop it, you know, I'm gonna whoop you. And I'm like, okay, well, and I was right there holding it, and then he called my aunt. He's like, he's like, he's like, my aunt came in and she started shouting. She's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, well, he's the one who took your money. He's the one who robbed you.
Yeah.
And so my aunt came running to me, took the rock out, started hugging me, and we started crying. And you know,
Did you
at that
you
point,
tell them what was going on at school? And by that time,
yeah, at that time, that's when I told them that people were stealing my pencils and I had to pay them back.
yeah.
So, long story short, they went to the school. They brought everybody who was stealing the pencils, and I told them, this person I gave them $200. This guy I gave him 500. This guy I gave him 1,000. All that stuff.
Wow.
So
Yeah, it's quite a bit of
so
money for some kids. I wonder if they
yeah.
found out what they were doing with all this money. It's like,
uh,
what are you doing with all this money? Where are you
yeah,
staying? They like,
yeah.
like, what do you need all this for?
Yeah. Yeah. So after that, everybody stopped talking to me because to me they felt like I was like a little snitch, like I was telling on everybody.
Well, you don't need
So
those people. Yeah.
yeah, so um, uh, so he so after that, like everybody stopped talking to me,
Hmm.
um, and people didn't trust me. Like whenever there was a rumor, people were like, "Well, don't tell Manny because he's gonna tell somebody. He's gonna tell the teacher." So in there, I felt alone. I felt, unaccepted.
Yeah.
So once I got to high school, that's when I got involved with gangs, with violence, and all that stuff. So because they accepted me real
Yeah,
quick,
that's what I was gonna say. Probably because they accepted you, right? Yeah.
so that it felt me like I was accepted to that group,
Yeah.
and they made me feel like family because they're like, you know what, if they don't accept you, you come with us and we'll ride with you, we'll accept you, don't worry.
Yeah.
So ninth grade, I was already influenced by the games already. I was getting into fights every day. I was drawing on my notebooks. I was drawing on the lockers. Basically everything what a gang member has to do to join in.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so they would have you draw on lockers and things like that to, I guess,
Yeah,
show your pride, I guess, in a way.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
so basically, ninth grade, 10th grade was just me being into games, getting into fights, getting suspended, having my dad come in to the school, pick me up every day because I was suspended. Um, he even saw one time when we were getting into a fight and I was the last one there, and I still threw up the game signs. I still, was talking back to them, and my dad's like, if that's what you want to be, um, then you gotta leave the house
Oh,
because
wow.
I don't want this around me.
How old were you at that time?
I was 16, 15 years old.
And he was just like, hey, if you accepting this life, you're gonna have to go somewhere else, wherever these people hang out and do that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, to me, it was easier because I was younger. I,
Hmm.
I thought, I'm like, okay, well, if he kicks me out, um, I could live with one of my friends. I could stay
Yeah.
with one of them and everything.
Was your mom in the picture? You haven't really
Yeah,
met your mom too
yeah,
much. Okay.
yeah. My mom was in it. She's the one who felt the most
Okay.
because she didn't want it to see me in that thing because every time I would get suspended, she would cry
Yeah.
because of how she grew me up. Because I have my both parents, they're still married, you
Okay.
know, and have them the love that they gave me. They're
Mhm.
like, we gave you basically everything,
Yeah.
and and you do this to us.
Yeah.
And but to me was like, okay, well, you know, I didn't I wasn't accepted at school, so
Yeah.
I wanted to
I
be
understand.
accepted somewhere.
Yeah, you wanted that connection, and I mean, because you're at school like majority of the day, and you're a kid. I know. I started when I was 3. I started the school system when I was 3 years old. So
Yeah.
yeah, I went through all the years. Like I don't know what is that, 17 years of school, basically. That's what it feels
Right.
like. One of the stars
Yeah,
since I was born. I was like,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
So you like have family there, basically. Feels
Yeah. And at school, whenever I went to the office, um, all the deans, all the principals, they used to tell me, they're like, even my teachers, they're like, you're not gonna be nobody in life. You're not even gonna grow up after 18. You're gonna be dead or you're gonna be in prison. I guarantee you, I'll guarantee you $1,000 right now that you're not gonna make it until you're 18.
wow.
And you know, from there and then I'm like, this is my life. This is what I'm gonna be every day. I'm gonna be a gang member until I die.
Yeah.
Uh, and I represented my colors every day with heart and everything. And to me, in my mindset, I was, I'm gonna be a gang member every day until I die, until they bury me. I don't care if they bury me at 16, 18. I'm gonna be a gang member.
Yeah.
Um,
Because they were
but
the family, basically. They were your family at
yeah,
that point.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So junior year, I basically they shot my house with my dad inside the home.
They what?
Um,
They
they
what?
shot my house.
They shot your house?
Yeah, they shot my house.
Oh wow.
Um,
Why is that? Did they have conflict with you at that time?
it was conflict still. I still had a lot of um, people that hated me.
Yeah.
Um, and I live in a territory of my rivals. So I
Oh.
was an easy target for them.
Oh wow. Okay.
And and so it was my mom's birthday when they shot my house.
Oh man.
And
Everything
me and
was everything okay? Like nobody got hurt, right?
no, nobody got hurt.
Okay.
So me and my brother were at Jewel also buying a cake from my mom.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden my dad calls and he's like, "Hey, somebody shut the house. Come quick." So we come, we see little bullets on the side, on the
Yeah.
windows, and I knew right away who it was. And I just didn't want it to say nothing. And so probably like a week later, they come back, they throw a big rock into my window, and they start running. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? This is the time where I gotta get revenge. I gotta do something.
Yeah.
So
And no time were you like, let me call the police, or your parents were
ye-
like, maybe
ye-
we should like, like
yeah,
call the police.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, I don't need the police. I'm gonna get my people. I'm gonna do this and everything. So at school, I go to them and I'm like, hey, I need your help. Somebody shot my house and broke my windows.
Burn your windows. Yeah.
They told me we can't help you.
Oh, your gang said they
My
can
gang,
help you.
yeah, my gang told
Oh,
me I can't help you.
well, that's a
We
shit.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I told them, you know what, f off. I'm gonna do this on my own then.
Yeah.
So probably like 2 weeks later, somebody from Chicago comes in. He's representing his gang. He's like, come over here with me.
Yeah.
We'll get them back. Don't worry about it.
So where are you living
So
at this time? You said Chicago now. So what?
he he came from Chicago. He came from Chicago, but I was still living in the suburbs of Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. So
so
I'm
he came all the way to me, and he's like, you know what? Come with me, and
yeah.
I'll help you out.
Can I help you?
So then I went to the other game to get help. But at that time, that's when I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? This ain't the life of mine. This ain't what I want to do. for the rest of my life.
Were you still 16 at that point, or were you a
I
little
was
more
I
now?
was already 16, 17 years old.
Okay.
Um,
And
I wasn't.
you were like, oh, I'm gonna go to this other gang, and then you were just like, what am I doing? So you're
Yeah.
huh.
So basically, there and then I'm like, what am I doing? What is this doing to me? Like, this
Yeah,
ain't gonna take me nowhere. Um, and basically, like, I told them, yeah, I'll join in. I'll do this. But I wasn't that active no more. I was like, yeah, I'll represent you, but if you call me to do a shooting or if you tell me to go and beat up somebody, I'm just gonna make an excuse and say I'm busy.
yeah.
Because to me it was like, okay, well, whatever, you know, it's not. There's no point of me being in the game no more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So initially, like at the end of junior and senior year, I just focused in school. I basically I was like sophomore year, but
Yeah,
in my junior year
yeah.
still. And in senior year, I just killed my whole senior year. I just study, and initially I graduate earlier than everybody else at my school year. And
Good,
and
good.
even
You just
even
made that decision. You're just like, you know what? I'm done with this, and I'm
yeah,
focused on my schoolwork and just dig into it. And so, what happened after you graduated?
I went to college. I went to college. Um, that's when I studied my heating and air, my HVAC.
Yeah.
Um, and right there and then that's when I basically started drinking a lot.
Oh no, something
And
else.
so so that
And
was good.
you went to college, you graduated, then you went to college,
Yeah,
and then
I
was it
so
for influences like you were from college possibly that was just drinking, or is this the culture?
we 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 just love to party. We just, you know, they invited me to go out, so I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go out. Let's have a couple drinks and all. So you know, that's when I fell in love with alcohol. I'm like, you know, it makes me feel good. It loosens me up. I'm at the club. I'm dancing. I'm talking to everybody when I'm drunk. Oh, hey, this is me. I love this.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, you know, and during college years, you know, I went out, you know, I started drinking, um, and luckily I was the first person in my family to graduate college.
That's great.
Um,
That's really great. That's
so after that, I already had a bad record with the with the law enforcement, speeding, DUI, gang influence.
okay.
Um, So basically, since there until last year,
Yeah,
I just I just worked, um, but still had a lot of bad influence around me.
yeah.
After college, that's when I started drinking. I started doing drugs. I started, you know, basically doing more drugs than alcohol now.
Okay.
Um,
So it
after
escalated, yeah, with the people
yeah,
around you and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, it escalated me until what was it? Not the, basically around a year and a half,
Hmm?
um, I started selling drugs.
Oh, okay.
Uh, because what happened was that I had a good job. I had everything what I wanted.
Yeah, because you
Um,
were you already doing heating in there then at that
I
point?
was I was already doing heating there, but I was doing heating there in apartment complexes.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
so I was basically a service manager for a 600 unit apartment complex.
Well, that's quite a bit.
And,
Yeah, that's quite a bit
so
actually.
so
Yeah.
it was stressful. It was real stressful. So every day after work, I will smoke a blunt or you know, sniff cocaine or pop pills, drink, basically to take out all that stress out of me.
Yeah.
Once they let me go of that, that's when I went downhill real quick. Um, because I couldn't find a job. The easiest for me was to sell drugs.
I see.
To
Okay.
me
You're
was
already a user at that point, so you're just
I,
like, well, I can't find a job quick enough, so I'm just gonna go
yeah,
ahead and be a dealer. Right?
yeah, because I knew right away if I would have to find a job, they would drug test me,
Mm,
and they're like,
true.
and I'm like, okay, well, if they drug test me, I gotta wait 30 days to go do the drug test, and that's not gonna happen.
And I guess even if you go with unemployment or something, wouldn't the unemployment office? I think they do
Yeah,
a test there too. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So so what I did was I went to Mexico for basically 3 months,
Okay.
and I met my connect over there.
Oh,
That's that's where I met, the guy that was a
give me.
distributor over here in Chicago.
Oh wow.
And he told me, go to this address. Once you go back, let them know that you know me, and they will supply you.
Huh.
So so what happened was that when I got back, they called me. They're like, hey, have you gone? Yeah, I'm gonna go today. So I went to the house. He started telling me, okay, I have this, I have that. So to me, it was easier because I'm like, okay, I don't got no job. I'm getting unemployment. I could use that money to buy drugs.
Yeah.
So,
So
so
at
I,
that point in your life, it's like it's a win-win here. Like I get
yeah, I'm
supply
like,
and I'm selling it. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm like, this ain't my money, so it's a win-win for me.
Yeah.
So I started dealing drugs. I started selling drugs. I started selling cocaine more, but I was getting addicted to my own product.
Yeah.
And then I was getting addicted to myself because I was doing it with them and I wasn't selling them.
Uh,
So
okay. It became,
so
yeah, overcame it
I, I
overcame you.
yeah, so I started doing basically an 8 ball, a 3.5 every day.
I
Uh,
don't know what
well,
happens
it's
inside,
pretty
but
big.
uh,
It's pretty big. It's basically like $200 worth of cocaine, and
okay.
I was
Every
basically
day.
doing
Every day.
every day. I
Wow.
was basically doing it every day,
Wow.
um, and I was starting to be an addict, and I couldn't. I would wake up with stuffy nose, so I had to do it to get myself energy,
Yeah.
and to me, I'm like, I'm loving this, um, but unfortunately, the time had to end. One day, one day, I went to my supply, and afterwards, they arrested me once I left. So
I was
basically,
wondering if they caught up to you. Yeah.
yeah, so it
Wow.
caught up. It caught up to me. They found marijuana on me. They found controlled substance on me.
Yeah.
Um, and luckily, I spent time in there just a night and everything. And basically, I was there, and by there, I'm like, I'm doing my own thing already with my company,
Yeah.
but I was doing other work too
Okay.
with another company. So
It was a time period there. It was a couple of like
yeah,
months or years at this point because you had the unemployment and then you started the selling or distributing drugs. But during that time, with I guess the money from that, you started your business too.
yeah, I started my
Okay.
business
Okay.
and doing that. So after I got stopped, um, my parents just they just felt disappointed in me. They're like, you know what, I don't know who you are now. Like, I felt their feelings broken
Yeah.
because that was the worst I ever seen them.
Okay.
So they they broke so hard that I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing in my life that I need to change.
Did
I
you get
need to do.
time? Did you get time?
Excuse me?
Did you get time in jail for that or no? Did you get out?
No, no, because I bailed out. Um,
Oh,
so
okay.
I posted bail.
Yeah.
Um, and until today, now I'm still on probation for it.
Okay.
But when when I was when I was when I got stopped and I got home,
Yeah.
I didn't go nowhere. I just stayed at home for basically 2 weeks inside my house. I didn't leave because I was scared that the cops went to my supply. I thought that my supplier was looking for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, if he sees me that they stopped me, he's gonna think that I told him something now.
Yeah, you're scared
So
at this point.
yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I was hiding from him, and you know, and it's hard because I'm like, it's somebody that I met in Mexico. I'm not sure how real he is, that he could have somebody else come back to me.
Yeah.
So after that, that's when basically Grant helped me out. He was talking about his mentorship, um, how to be successful in life,
I saw the 10X. I see it behind
and
you. Yeah. We're talking about Grant Cardone, guys, just so everybody knows. Uh, Manny has a hat. Can you show me their hat? I can barely see it from the angle. So, and then you got the 10X on the side, right?
yeah, I got the
Company.
10.
Yeah, but then you also have it on your hat, right? Is
Yeah,
it on the side? Yeah, the 10X, Greg Cardone's 10X from the 10X. What is it called? The 10X rule? Yeah, I have it over there, but I can't see
yeah,
it.
the 10x
I
rule.
just call it 10X book. It's a 10X book. It has a giant 10X on it, right?
Yeah,
It's an
right.
awesome book. It's an awesome book. In fact, I think I read it like at least 10 times. At least. Yeah.
True. So, um, after hearing about Grant Cardone's mentorship, you know, I told myself, I'm gonna join in to see how real he is.
Yeah.
Because I was already following him 2 years ago, and I'm like,
Like on Instagram or something?
yeah, on Instagram,
And he dealt with drugs from his past. He was a serious
yeah,
guy. He was a drug user. Yeah.
yeah, basically, and on the first call, he's basically telling us, if you're doing drugs right now, stop. Leave the negative people behind you. And you know, every call I would pay attention real good, and my mindset started changing. Like I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm doing, that I need drugs in my body to feel comfortable. I don't know why I need drugs to talk to people now.
Yeah.
Like basically, Grant saved my life, where I could say, he helped me out to be the guy that I am now.
That's amazing.
Because basically, if you would have come to me 5 years ago, I would have been like, no, thank you, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Because I would have been shy being in camera and talking about myself. I would have been like, no, no, no. Or I'll be quiet. I'll be the quiet person and not know nobody. And now it's like, yeah, yeah, hey, let's be on
Let's do
camera.
this. Let's do this. I'll
Let,
come on. I'll come on the show, share my story, and somebody can learn
yeah,
from it, and it's gonna be amazing.
yeah.
And I'm so
And
glad. I'm so glad.
and
Every single story shared is somebody else's path right now that they're struggling with and trying to make that decision. You could be the Grant Cardone for somebody out there listening to this. And
yeah, definitely.
I think that's very
And,
powerful.
and I think from what I'm learning, I'm being a good influence, because I have a cousin. Probably he's gonna watch this, but I have a cousin that's been in prison. He's been into the gangs also,
Yeah.
and I've been talking to him. I'm like, hey man, you already got a kid. You don't need you don't need to be in prison while she's growing up. You
Yeah.
don't need, you can't. You gotta be there for her.
So yes,
And
share your story and share him Asmar Gray's story. Asmar actually went to jail for drugs. He was on last week, and yeah, let me see if I can find it. I'll send you the information on that. Yeah, definitely share your story and his, because he also dealt with drugs, and he had a kid when he was in jail and didn't see his child for 3 years, and he said that changed his life. So maybe that will help too. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And he's working right now at Burger King, but he already got a promotion.
Okay.
and
Well, that's
and I I told him, congrats. And the first thing he told me, he's like, I couldn't done it without you, because the
that's true.
strong words that you said to me got stuck into me, and I'm trying. It's a little bit hard for me because I'm still in the influence, but I'm trying to be a better person. And that time, I'm like, it is something. It's something affected. Something. If you talk to somebody straight up, they're gonna listen to you if they want to or not.
Yeah. It's their choice. It's their choice at the end of the day. Yeah.
Basically, yeah, it's their choice at the end of the day. But like I tell everybody, I've been through the struggle. I'm I'm seeing the successful life right now, but I'm not stopping where I'm at right now. Like Grant said, I'm not comfortable where I'm always at. I need some more, more, more. But so that's where I'm telling him, you hang out with me, I'm not gonna be the guy that's gonna say no to you. I'm gonna show you, but if you're wasting my time, that's when I'm gonna say no to you.
Well, that's good. Yeah, you set up the boundaries. It's like, hey, I can't be drawn into those issues. But if you want to grow, you can come with me, and I'll train you and mentor you. That's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. So um it's it it was hard for me to talk about my past because a lot of people don't know, especially my family. Some people don't know what happened to me or
Yeah,
why I changed.
yeah.
And if they're seeing this, they know who I'm becoming now. Why I changed my mindset. Why I stopped doing drugs. Why I stopped drinking. Because I was basically done with it. I'm 28 years old.
You're so
I
young.
need to.
You're so young. You're just starting. I, I'm 38 here, so I'm 10 years older than you already. So, yeah, and I'm pretty young too. But yeah, so yeah, you got a business at 28. You're doing great. You got mentorship by an awesome mentor, Grant Cardone. You got everything going for you right now. So excellent. Keep going.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. And like I tell everybody in my friends or my family, if they want to be successful, I'm glad to help them out. Um, and whoever wants to come to me and tell me, hey, what do you suggest, or what can you help me out on this?
Yeah.
Now to me it's not hate. Now it's loving, giving love, showing them how to be successful also. Um, like a wise man said to me one time, you help them out, they're gonna recommend you to somebody else, or they're gonna tell you, you know what, you're the one reason why I chose that path instead of the path that I was going into, and everything. And that's gonna make me feel better because now I changed somebody else's life now.
Oh yeah. Makes you feel good. Yeah, when you influence somebody where they actually thank you for being there. So did you tell Grant this story?
I didn't,
Yeah.
because I
Maybe
was
he'll
through.
see this and then he'll be like, yes. But I imagine he gets the same feelings still too. I imagine
Yeah,
every single person he has helped, makes him
I,
feel amazing.
yeah, I was still ashamed of myself when I was at the mentor program, because I'm like, they're gonna say, well, there's another drug addict, or there's another person that came from the struggle. So in GrowthCon this year, this was my first year going to GrowthCon,
So you went to the one in
Las Vegas,
yeah, but what month was that? Was that in February?
February.
February. Yeah, February the 20th. Because I missed
Yeah.
that one. Okay, yeah, it looked amazing.
So,
I saw some.
so
Yeah.
it was amazing.
I
Um,
actually just came back from Vegas like 3 weeks before that, so I was like, oh, I think we are good because that was like a 4-day event. I went to 4 or 5 for
okay.
another marketing event, which was also amazing. But it was just, and then I heard about grants, and I'm like, man, I was like, wow, that's a quick turnaround for me.
So,
Yeah.
so so when I went to GrowthCon, I bought the VIP seating,
Yeah.
where you gotta go. You know, you if you want to, you could go to the after party.
Yeah. Did you go?
Uh, I didn't because I was still struggling with alcohol. I was still wanting to crave in
Oh, did they have
and
alcohol
everything.
there? I guess maybe after
I
party and stuff.
I think they did had alcohol,
Okay.
and you know, I wanted to go real bad, but in my mind, I'm like, you know, be strong. And I was to the point where I wanted to cave in. I'm like, you know, if I go, you know, I'm gonna have alcohol for free, so I should go. But then
I'm glad you're
a few
strong. I'm glad
a
you're
few
strong. I know too
a
many people
few,
that abuse alcohol over my life, and I don't drink alcohol because
yes.
I've seen what it does
Well,
to people.
I,
Yeah,
I I have to thank a couple people
go
for
for it.
helping me.
Go for it. Right here.
Uh, you know, to Al Fisher, Chris Langham, Amanda, Emmanuel, and I forgot the other guy's name. But basically, we went to our hotel room and we were just hanging out. And they told me, they're like, "Hey, do you have the VIP, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, are you gonna go to the after party?" I'm like, "I do want to, but there's alcohol." So that's when I opened up to them and told them that I was struggling with alcohol, that I was a alcoholic and I was a drug user. And basically they told me, "Don't go. Don't mess up the months that you're sober now. Um
I thought
Stay
you
with
were
us."
so open. You were so open about it. That takes strength. Yeah.
Basically, I needed to be open because if I wasn't, they would have been like, "Well, do whatever you want to do," you know?
Yeah.
That so that's why I was open with them because I'm like, I want to see what the reaction's gonna be, what they're gonna say to me. And after that,
Yes.
after them telling me, "Don't go, don't do it, you're gonna just regret it," I felt I felt different. I'm like, there are actually people that you don't even know, and they care about you. They care about your success.
I was just getting ready to say that. You see how different the influence is here? Like, I could just tell, the bad influence that would have been like, whatever, we don't care, do whatever you want. And then you have these positive people you met at 10X, and they were just like, we're here for you. We understand. Don't do it. You're in a good place. So,
Y- y-
what a difference. Yeah.
yes. So basically, at the end of the night, we went out to eat. Um, and But like an hour later, I stopped craving alcohol. I'm like, you know, I feel better. I feel good with them. Like I could talk to them like if I knew them a couple years back already. And I just barely met them
Mm.
2 days ago, and I'm talking to them like if they were my family and
Yeah,
everything.
best friends almost. Yeah, I've met
So
some people online that are 10Xers, and I feel the same way. I'm just like, hey, we both like business. We both like talking about this kind of stuff, and it's just like they're still my friends, like on social media. Like we talk, I'm like, hey, so what are you doing? Just because
yeah,
10X, just because we. It's like, so 10X? Have you read the book? Okay, yes, you're a 10Xer. All right, so we're good.
yeah, right. And so to me, it's like you know, without them and without Grant, um, I couldn't do it. I think if I would have never joined the master program,
Yeah,
I would have landed still in alcohol or drugs or something.
yeah.
Um, so I'm glad that I joined, and I'm glad I took another path, and now I'm wide awake now in the world. Now, to me, in my mind, is being successful, growing my business now, 10xing my business now.
So you
There's
haven't
no
drank
time.
since then, right? You didn't drink since 10X, or have you?
So I got 9 months already sober.
Already sober nine
No,
months?
yes. So thank you. So
All
I
right,
wanna
everybody
go.
on here that watched this, send Manny some love. 9 months is wonderful. So yeah, that's great. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So you know, to my mindset, once I'm out, out of this probation, because a lot of people tell me, well, are you doing it because you're on probation? And I tell them, I'm like, after my probation ends, I'm still gonna try and not drink or do drugs or sell drugs.
Go,
I'm gonna
go
keep this.
read, Greg Cardone's books, and every time you get the urge, and you'll be perfectly. In fact, watch your own video. You'll have your own video after today, so you can go to Amina.media and you can watch it any time and say, "Look, I made it this far. Why am I going backwards? Why am I going backwards?" And you'll have it.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely,
don't go
definitely.
backwards.
So it's now I look at my life and say what kind of guy I was
Mm-hmm.
and what used to go to my mind. I'm like, I don't know what I used to think of. Like I didn't know what I was going into. I'm like, I'm glad where I'm at now, but now it's like, if you bring negative to me, the first thing I'm gonna tell you is I gotta go.
That's
I gotta go.
that's good.
That's it. Um, and a lot of people are gonna think, well, you just don't like to argue, or you're brainwashed, or you're just following him. That's it.
Like, good. That's all I need. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're
So
exactly what I don't need. Thank you.
yeah.
I know.
So
Believe me, I've had to like cut ties with some negative people over the last year, and I'm just like, it feels good. It feels really good because for every person that I let go, I've got a whole bunch of new, awesome, amazing people. So,
yeah, definitely. So um, there's still people that help me out to this day. Um, like right now, I'm telling you that I'm helping one of my buddies out and an install.
that's
I
great.
have one of my other buddies that went to Tech Next Golf Con with me
Yeah,
that helps me out on installs also.
yeah,
And I thank him every day because I want him to know that I appreciate what he does for me and helping me in my installs. That's why I'm paying it back, helping other people be successful, because if he's helping me out to become successful, why shouldn't I help other people?
I like that.
Why- So that's where my mindset is at now, is if people are helping me, I should help other people also.
Yeah, I agree.
And not be greedy, not be, selfish with myself. So to me it's like, I live every day like it's my last day, and I live it happy as I can and everything.
I love.
You know so basically it's that's my story right there, where I came from drugs, came from games, came from negative people, and it taught me a lot of things in my life. And now it's like, if I ever have kids, I could tell them, you know what, I've been through that. I've been through the alcohol, I've been through the drugs, I've been through how to sell. And if I'm good at selling drugs, why shouldn't I be good at selling my product now? So
Yeah,
it's like,
it's a different mindset than it is.
yeah. So now it's like a different mindset. Now I could be selling furnaces, air conditioners now, and be happier now.
Oh yeah.
So now it's like,
You share that with Asmar. Gary, the gentleman I was talking about that was on the Message of Hope stories from struggle to success as well a few episodes ago. He's had the same shift. He was just like, well, why am I keep selling drugs when I have this company? And he does marketing for businesses. And he was like, for all the time I went to jail, 3 times he's been, for all the time I lost being in jail, I could have been making money instead of restarting. I would have made so much more money if I just kept selling my own service. And I was like, yeah, it's a different way of thinking when you put it that way. It's like,
definitely. It's
exactly,
like,
the more you stay true to yourself and what you're doing with your business, the further you're going to go. So
definitely that is true, and I feel what he said, because when I was locked up in my room,
Mhm.
I didn't have no cell phone because the the court had my phone
Yeah.
for evidence. So, once I took out my new phone out, I checked my voicemails, and basically I lost like 10 service calls, 10 installs.
Oh no.
And I lost a big contract because there was a person that called me and she's like, "Yeah, we're looking for a new company to handle our 500 apartment complex." And to me, I'm like, once I heard that, I'm like, what have I done? I could have gotten that contract and I would have been more successful much earlier, a year earlier than what I am now.
Yeah.
And that's when I say, you know what, that drugs, that influence, it's stopping me becoming successful because if that happens to me again, how many service calls, how many installs I'm gonna lose while I'm locked up, or I don't have a phone or something like that. It's
And your business, like his did, Asmar's did, he lost all his business because he got sent away for, I think he got sentenced for 5 years, but he only had to serve like 3. But still, that's a lot of
yeah,
time. Yeah.
basically, yes, it is. It is. And being locked up and everything, yes, I was locked up one day, but
Yeah.
it makes you think. It makes you think saying, I can't be in this little room being told, you know, what time I have to wake up, what time I have to go to sleep, what time I have to eat. It's, a lot of people don't think about that because it's like, okay, they're influenced, but they don't have the right mindset. But if you do have the right mindset, you're gonna think to yourself, I don't deserve this. I don't have to be in here. I could be somebody else in this world. I could be a successful person.
Yeah.
It could be a business owner, or it could be somebody that is good at selling, cars or products at the mall, shoes.
Oh
You could be
yeah.
successful
Yeah, you can.
no matter where. So that's where my mindset is at, and I used to blame law enforcement for everything, and I used to blame a lot of people on my mistakes. But now I thank them. Now it's like, thank you to the court for locking me up. Thank you for taking all those drugs out of my car. Thank you. Because without you guys, I wouldn't have not found this life where I'm living at now.
Yeah.
And now it's like, yeah, law enforcement have bad rap, but to me, it's like they are serving and protecting to me
Yeah.
because they saved my life. They basically saved my life for stopping me, pulling me over, taking my drugs away, and locking me up and putting me on probation now. They saved my life, and I thank them. I thank King County here in Chicago for helping me save my life, and I thank Grant, and I thank God, and thank every 10X member for being there while I was struggling, while still in my life, while I'm being successful. And I thank you for having me in your podcast, for I could share my story and how I feel now.
I'm glad I could help. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. I really appreciate it because, like I said, the reason that I make this program is for people that have had struggle in their life, or has overcome that and can share how you did it. So the people that are struggling with whatever it might be, with repetition, we learn, right? So with more people that I get on, people will start listening and they'll start realizing that. Yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. And we all have our struggles, but there is a way through. And, I just hope that each one of these podcasts and videos that I put out there reaches the people it needs to reach. And I know it will. I know it will. So,
I I guarantee it will. Um, like you said, it takes time. There's no success overnight. Um, and once people realize, we're here to help them and not just judge them from their past, because a lot of people been through what they've been through,
yeah.
and it's
You're not
hard for a
alone.
lot
You're
of
not
people.
alone. Okay, you're not
You're not,
alone.
you're
You're not
true
alone.
that.
Yeah, yeah, you're not alone. Yeah, we care.
So,
Yeah.
you know, so
Right.
we're here, and like I said, I'm here for everybody and everything. Um,
That's wonderful.
my family and everything. I don't talk to half of my family,
Mm,
but if one time they come to me and ask me, "Hey, help me out, grow my business,"
yeah.
I'm willing to do it for them. I'm willing to tell them, "Hey, do this, don't do that, do this," show them. As I tell everybody, because a lot of people tell me, "Hey, I want to open my business," and the first thing I tell them, do you have the right mindset? Because if you don't, then it's gonna be hard for you to run your business.
Yeah.
If you gotta be dedicated, you gotta be dedicated to your business. You can't be dedicated 2 days and then take the third day off because you're tired.
That is
You can't
true.
do that.
You have to be very
So
disciplined, very
yeah,
self-disciplined. Yes.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so basically, now it's like to me, I'm working 7 days, and people ask me, "Why do you work so much?" Well, I'm trying to hit my goal for the year.
That's what
I'm
I'm
trying to,
doing. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm working
so
7 days a week too. I was like, this is my life. I'm like, yeah.
so
I'm looking, yeah, outward too. Yeah.
definitely. So that's why a lot of people ask me. They're like, you work too much. Why you want so much money? It's not of me having so much
I'm like,
money. I'm like,
you go
what
watch
money?
Netflix. We're good. We're good. I'll
Yeah,
go make
right.
the money. You make Netflix. You pay
Yeah,
Netflix, and we're good. I'm out
yeah,
here like living my dream. So yeah.
yeah. So that's why I'm like all the time I laugh. I when I'm angry or when I get mad, you know, I just think to myself, I'm like, if I get mad, I'm gonna bring negative stuff to on my pathway. So I try to cool down as much as I can. And it's hard because once I get mad, it's like, oh man, my day's ruined. But then I start thinking positive. I'm like, okay, well tomorrow I got 2 service calls or I got 3 service calls. Oh, 2 days from now I got an install. So okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna have more money in my pocket. That's good. That's good. Okay, okay. So
I
it's
love how you say that too, because you have to control that. It's not something that's given to you. You can't just say, okay, I'm just going to be happy and that's just going to be my state of mind all the time. It just doesn't happen. You have to continually stop it. Like you said, you literally stop it and like, I don't want to think like this. What can I focus on that's positive in my life right now? So I like that you said that. Definitely.
yeah, definitely. So that to me it's like, okay, I'm happy. um like last time I was going to a service call and my tire popped on my
Yeah.
van, and to me, yeah, I got mad at the first, but then I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna call them, I'm gonna tell them to reschedule. And then all of a sudden my phone started to blow up, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'm booked today, I can't go today, can I go tomorrow, can I go on the weekend? They're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then all of a sudden the next week I closed a $9,000 job.
True.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
great. That's
I'm like,
great.
okay, so I didn't 10 times it. I basically 100 times what I wasted that day on fixing my truck. I made it in one day now. So it's like, okay,
Oh
yeah,
yeah. That you're just like whatever. I just keep focusing on the good. Good things will come, and I don't have to worry about these little setbacks anymore.
yeah,
That's
yes,
great.
definitely. So yeah, so like I said, this mindset, this life that I'm living at, this sober life, it's magical. It's better what drugs used to take me. I'm living the real world now, and it's much happier. Once you live happier, you see the world as different now.
That's true.
Green grass, blue skies every day. No matter if it's raining, you see blue skies.
Yeah.
So
You
to
see
me,
better
it's like,
people, better things around you. Yeah, definitely.
yeah. So yeah,
Definitely. So
I'm
you're
good.
happy. That's
I,
good.
I, I'm happy now. Living life.
Manny has a big smile on his face for all the listeners out there. Huge smile. He's so happy. I mean, how can you not be? You're making, good money. You're still running your business. You have amazing friends that are helping you. You're mentoring people that you care about. It sounds like you have a much better relationship with your family. You're still young and you're only 28. So, you got so much to go. You got so much more that you learned in such a period of time, that you can do so much more, definitely. I look forward to reconnecting later down the road, Manny, and see, how successful you're going and, how all this, plays out in your future and of how you're giving back and caring for others as much as you're doing now, making this whole transformation. So, Manny, I know you do heating and air. What area are you in for the people out there that are looking for a service out your way?
I'm in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, but
Northwest. Okay,
yeah.
suburbs. Uh-huh.
So basically, we travel as far as South Bend, Indiana,
Okay, South
to
Bend,
all the
Indiana out
way
there. Uh-huh.
all the way to Madison, Wisconsin. So
Medicine, Wisconsin. Okay.
yeah, so we travel that far.
You
We
do
have a
commercial and residential?
Yes, we do commercial and residential.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And what's the name of your company?
It's Smurf Inc.
Smurf Inc. So that should be
Yeah,
easy to remember, just like the Smurfs, right? And
yeah,
you have the logo that looks exactly like the Smurf logo too. So
yeah.
awesome. I like that. Do you have a website?
Yes, it's www.smurfhvac.com.
Okay, so Smurf HVAC
.com.
.com, and then you can get a hold of Manny Riviera and get your heating and air done by him and his company. So definitely, uh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you, Manny. It's an amazing story you shared today. Thank you for coming on the show, telling your struggle to success story, giving people out there hope, and definitely, amazing. You're doing amazing. You're even wearing the TEDx bracelets, I see. I saw
Yeah.
that. I saw that. So, that's great. That's great. Keep wearing them. Keep wearing them. Post those stickers everywhere so you don't forget how far you've come. Definitely.
Yeah, right. Definitely.
So, Manny, if people want to get a hold of you on Facebook for your service, is that the best place, or should they go over to your website?
They could go through my website or to my Facebook at facebook.com/SmurfHVAC.
Okay, it's the
Um,
same. Okay, Smurf.
yeah, it's the same. So they could find me there. Or they could contact me directly at 847-910-3353.
Okay, say it
That's
one more
my
time. Let's say it really slow.
847
847
910
910 3353.
3353.
And that's your line?
Yeah, that's my business line.
Okay, and I'm going to put all this details for you guys out there listening to the podcast as well as watching on the YouTube channel at Mina.media. You can see this in the details. So look at the details to get a hold of Manny and, call him up for repair and servicing your HVAC units as well as replacing them, right? You do that too?
Yes.
Okay, he does everything. All right. So, all right, Manny. Is there any final words you'd like to say to everybody before we go?
Just if you want to be successful, you gotta change your mindset, and we're always here to help you.
Love it. Thank you again for coming on. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.